Hey guys, this is Q with QLovesHair, and today's video is actually a video I'm super excited about. It's something I know very well, and that is residential salons, also known as a home salon. It is a salon that is on my property at my home, and it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Stay tuned and find out why. So, a residential salon. I know. Listen, if you would have told me years ago that this is where I would be, I would have laughed in your face. Fortunately for me, it's actually been an amazing experience. And I guess the first place to start is why? Why a residential salon? Well, personally for me, it's all started because my youngest baby was diagnosed with autism at the age of 3. The therapy that was suggested was a at-home therapy for about 30 hours a week. Now, I don't know about you, but there is no way I can incorporate 30 hours a week and work in the salon. So as against it as I was at the time, I was forced. You know, good things happen sometimes when you're forced into it. But anyway, I was forced to bring my salon home. Here's a little bit of footage of my salon, and we'll talk about it in just a quick second. I love it, and it's really my personality. I'm a really laid back type of person, and I feel like my salon reflects that, and I hear that all the time. It's so calm and so relaxing, and it is because I designed it that way. The biggest advantage that I immediately noticed was no commute. You don't think about how a commute to your job or to where you're going can really affect your mood and your personality by the time you get to where you're going. Road rage is a big thing for me. So, you know, the fact that I didn't have to endure that before getting to my destination, getting to work, you know, in the morning, it takes me about 20 seconds to walk into this building and do what I need to do. And I don't get upset between my front door and my salon door. The second thing that I almost immediately noticed was my instant raise. If you want to raise in your salon, go residential, right? So I had to pay my building rent, I had to pay electricity, I had to pay water. Once I went residential, all that went away instantly. The month prior, I paid a bunch of crap, a bunch of overhead, and then the following month, I was like, where's all this money coming from? You know, and it clicked. Girl, you don't have any overhead. That's where all that money came from. The only overhead I have in my salon are my products, my chemicals, my tools. That's it. Now, another advantage that I did not immediately notice, I noticed it the following year, because when tax time came around, I was able to write off a huge percentage of my mortgage for the year, my electric bill for the year, my water bills for the year, my trash pickup for the year, our internet services for the year. I was able to write off a percentage of all of that because I had a home-based business. God. Okay, so no, that's really a huge advantage. The disadvantages, and I'll sum it up in stories of things that have happened to me. One day I pulled into my home. I had a client scheduled for, I think, let's just say 5 p.m. I knew it was in the afternoon, 3:05 p.m. I think it was 5 though. So I pull up at home from picking up my children and running errands, and her car is there, but she's not in her car. She was in my yard, my backyard, like the back side of my yard. She was walking around my property, and I thought to myself, this lady's crazy. Like, who walks around someone's property of a home they've never been to, of a business? You don't just get out and walk around somebody's doggone property. Who does that? What's my point? You might run into some cuckoos, which, you know, if you're in a salon and you get a nut job, it's not that big of a deal. But when you get one at your home, it stings a little more. Another disadvantage of a residential salon is salon camaraderie, and that's something that I miss, but there are ways to make sure you get your interaction and you stay connected to your industry. There's not anyone there to help you out in the moment in the salon. If you run into an issue, if you need help, if you need a second set of hands, you're not gonna get it in a residential salon unless you have someone else working with you. I don't. So I don't have that instant contact or that instant connection to someone in the industry that understands. And if I run into an issue, oh well, you just have to woman up, because that's the only choice you have. So you will miss that camaraderie, and there are ways around that as well. One of the things that I do to make sure I stay connected to the industry is I'll go visit other salons. I have friends in the industry. I'll go to their salon and chill for a few hours, and it really gives me the fix that I need. I'll go to shows, I'll go to regional classes, just anything to stay connected and stay in the know. If I were to give someone advice on opening a residential salon, I would tell them, number one, boundaries. Oh my gosh, make them clear from day one. You're gonna find things that you're gonna have to tweak as you go along, but from day one, know certain things. One of my boundary lines that I have is no front door. Don't come to my front door. Let's say it's 4:30 and they have a 5 o'clock appointment. I've had people get out of their car, walk around to the front of my house, knock on the door. I don't know why they do that, because their appointment's at 5 o'clock. Don't knock on my door. That's a boundary for me. Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. You know, don't draw them in sand, draw them in concrete. Make sure that you treat your residential salon as you would any other salon. Keep it professional. Some people tend to devalue at-home salon experience. So they know you don't have overhead anymore. I've literally had clients say to me, well, can I get, you know, a discount because you don't have all that overhead anymore? Well, no, you can't get a discount. Like, who does that? I am saving $1,000 a month. Maybe I could give her $10 off. Yeah, don't do that. If you don't treat it as a salon, as a professional business, no one else will. Your clients won't, your family won't. You really have to make it crystal clear that this is a business, and when I step into this location, into this space, I am functioning as a licensed cosmetologist offering services for money, okay? I'm getting paid for this. The value doesn't go down because it's a home salon. And so you as the professional have to make sure that you don't devalue your salon, because if you do, I promise you your clients will. And once you cross those lines, once you blur the lines, it's really hard to make that line solid again. So be careful about doing things that you would never do in your traditional salon. If you, you do their hair, you don't invite them into your home for drinks. Something else I will tell you is to work a schedule, an actual schedule. Keep a schedule. That's going to bring discipline to you and discipline to your clients. When I went to 3 days a week, it became hard. It would be very easy for me to fall into the trap of doing, 1 or 2 hits on a Monday, just because I could. Don't make it a normal thing, because then your clients will think, oh, I can just call her whenever and get an appointment. If your off days are Mondays and Tuesdays, be off. You probably need the rest anyway, so be off. Once you start, messing it up and letting your clients kind of tell you what to do and sway you, they're gonna keep trying it, and then at some point, conflict will rise. So work an actual schedule. You will thank me later. Overall, you probably know already. If you're thinking about it, if you're able to do it, I would tell you to jump right now, because once I did it, I was really upset that I didn't do it sooner. It was the best thing, and it was the best thing for my family, and I think that's what it boils down to. Do what's best for you, but don't be afraid of it because it's something new. Y'all saw what I did there? I hope this was helpful. That's my goal. I hope this was helpful. And I hope if you had any fears about it, that they are gone. And if you want to do it, I hope you're ready to jump. Let me know what you do, okay? This is Q with QLovesHair, telling you to take care of what you love. Until next time.